When most traders wake up, the first thing they think about is the market. Futures are up, futures are down. Did news break overnight? Did I miss a move? They roll out of bed, check their phone, and their nervous system is already in overdrive before they even brush their teeth. I know this because I lived it. I would open my charts first thing in the morning with a racing mind and a restless body. And no matter how much I told myself I would trade my plan, the truth is I was already trading from chaos. What I eventually discovered is this: how you start your morning determines how you trade your day. And that's where the sacred trader is completely different. We don't start with the charts, we start with ourselves. That's what I call the morning engine, a daily calibration ritual that sets your frequency, grounds your body, and aligns your identity before you enter the market. It's short, it's simple, but it changes everything. Here's the reality. Most traders don't lose because they lack strategy. They lose because they show up in the wrong state. If you wake up fearful, you'll see fear on the charts. If you wake up scattered, you'll chase scattered signals. If you wake up desperate, you'll force trades that were never there. The morning engine is how the sacred trader clears all of that out. It's not about perfection, it's about preparation. Think of it like a pilot. No pilot hops in the cockpit and takes off without a checklist. They don't trust their memory, they trust their process. The morning engine is your pre-flight checklist. It ensures you don't just have a plan. You are the kind of trader who can actually live it. The first step is the pause. Before I touch a chart, before I even think about entries, I pause. I sit down, close my eyes, and I take 3 slow breaths. It sounds small, too small to matter, but it's everything. When you pause, you break the cycle of rushing. You interrupt yesterday's story. You give yourself permission to start fresh. I can count the number of times I lost money because I skipped this step. I would roll out of bed anxious from the night before, and without pausing, I dragged that anxiety straight into my trading. The result? I forced trades that mirrored my state. But when I pause just for a minute, it's like I draw a line in the sand. Yesterday is over and today is new. I want you to practice. Tomorrow morning, before you even check your phone, sit for 1 minute. Breathe in slowly through the nose, hold, and exhale longer than your inhale. Do it 3 times, and that's your reset button. The second step is the story check. Every trader wakes up with a story in their head. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's quiet, but it's always there. The desperate trader's story is, if I lose, I'm worthless. The perfectionist story goes like this: if I'm not flawless, I've failed. And the overachiever story, if I don't grind harder, I'll fall behind. If you don't check your story, you'll trade from it. So here's what I do. I take 30 seconds and write 2 lines. The old story, whatever lie my old identity is whispering that morning. And the new story, the truth of the sacred trader. For me, it often looks like this. My old story, if I lose, I am failing my family. And my new story, I am the sacred trader. My patience provides. My discipline is devotion. In action, win or lose, I remain whole. It takes less than a minute, but it resets who I am being. So here's another practice. Write 2 lines each morning. Your old story and your new story. Read them both out loud. Feel the shift. The third step is the frequency reset. Remember from episode 2, your frequency shapes what you even see in the market. If you're humming with fear, you'll see false setups. If you're vibrating with devotion, you'll see with clarity. So each morning I reset my frequency on purpose. For me, it's music. I play 1 song, something instrumental, uplifting and grounding, and I let my body sink to it. Sometimes I stretch, sometimes I sit still, but the music helps me shift out scarcity and into alignment. It doesn't have to be music for you. It could be a mantra, a prayer, or a simple practice of gratitude. The key is that you choose your frequency before the market chooses it for you. Here's another practice. Create a 2-song frequency reset playlist. Play 1 before every session. Notice how your state shifts. The morning engine, step 4. The 4th step is the embodiment anchor. Your nervous system trades before your mind does. If your body is jittery, you'll click jittery. If your body is grounded, you'll act grounded. This step is about anchoring your body so discipline isn't just an idea. It's a physical reality. Here's what I do. I practice 3 cycles of 4-4-6 breathing. I inhale for 4, I hold for 4, and then I exhale for 6. Then I place one hand on my chest and one on my stomach, and I feel the weight of my body in the chair. It's simple, but it rewires everything. My body tells my mind we are safe, we are steady, and we are present. So practice again. Try it tomorrow. 3 cycles of 4-4-6. One hand on chest, one hand on stomach. Let your body remind your mind who you are. The final step is the resonance word. Each day, I choose one word that I want to resonate with in the market. Patience, discipline, devotion, peace. You choose your word. I write it on a sticky note and put it on my screen. Throughout the session, I glance at it. That word becomes my compass. One morning, my word was patience. I sat through a tempting setup that looked okay but wasn't clean. My word reminded me who I was. I waited. 20 minutes later, the clean setup appeared. I took it and it worked. That one word saved me from self-sabotage. So here's your practice. Each morning, choose one word, write it down, let it be your anchor all day. Let me show you how all of this comes together. One morning, I followed the engine exactly. Pause, story check, frequency reset, embodiment anchor, resonance word. My word that day was discipline. At the open, price spiked quickly. The old me would have chased, my heart pounded, my mouse hand twitched, but my body was anchored, my frequency was calm, my word discipline, so I didn't chase. Minutes later, price retraced into my planned level. That was my entry. I took it calmly. It played out exactly as I prepared. So here's the key. It wasn't the profit that mattered, it was the proof. The proof that my state, not just my strategy, was trading for me. The morning engine isn't just about trading. It's about how you live. When you pause, you carry that pause into conversations. When you check your story, you stop letting lies run your life. And when you reset frequency, you bring peace into your home. When you anchor embodiment, you walk steadier in every space. When you choose a resonance word, it shapes every interaction and not just your trades. That's why it's sacred. Because it doesn't just change your trading day, it changes your whole day. Imagine tomorrow morning, instead of rolling out of bed and rushing to the screen, you pause. You write your story, you reset your frequency, you anchor your body, and you choose your word. Then you sit down, not as the desperate trader, but as the sacred trader. You trade steady, you trade clear, and when the session ends, you walk away whole. That's the morning engine. In episode 4, we'll go even deeper into what I call the sacred contract. The vow that keeps you steady when temptation screams and everything in you wants to break your rules. It's the covenant between who you are and how you trade. If this episode resonated with you, practice the morning engine tomorrow. See what shifts, and if you're ready to be guided through this path step by step with mentorship and depth, that's what the Sacred Trader program is for. See the link below. Trade well and live sacred.